Shalom, shalom. Giving honor and praise to the creator of heaven and earth. Just wanted to make a short video, and I call it Keep It 100. What I mean by that is, do not give half, a quarter, 3/4, 1/16, 1/8, 2/3, etc. If you're going to be about something, be about that. If you're going to be obligated to something, show the obligation. If you have a responsibility in something, be responsible. If you realize it's not for you, or you are not for it, then just let it be known that you're relieving yourself of such matter. In light of that, at the same token, don't get too deep into something, then have to say, oh, you know what? This really isn't it. That kind of matter. That's why you examine things first. That's why, as it says in the book of Proverbs, it says the prudent man looketh well to his going. That means you may want to perhaps investigate a matter in a situation. I remember being asked, for instance, and it's not to sound haughty or anything of that sort, I remember being asked, hey brother, are you willing to sit there and teach my children Hebrew, a congregation Hebrew, or so forth and so on? In light of that, if you are going to agree to be a part of such, give 100 or 110. Don't give, as already presented, half, 3/4, 1/8, 1/16, 2/3, etc. Give 100. Be 100 about that. Be diligent and dedicated about such. You understand? And so, once it comes down, say, to that particular matter or that particular subject, we, as a people, we adults. Most of the people who subscribe to the channel, I will understand and believe, if we will, that most of them are adults. Most of the people who will watch this, I would believe and understand are adults. And in light of that, brothers and sisters, there is no way, shape, form, or fashion, knowing if we are saying Israelites, we have already a code of law. And in that code of law, it says, in part, you shall surely rebuke your neighbor and not bear sin on account of him. That's in Leviticus 19. What does that prevent? It prevents a fake, hey, shalom, brother. Because if you have an issue with a brother or a sister, but just using brother as an example, if you have an issue with a brother or a person, right, and you harbor it in, you don't let him or her know the situation that's on your spirit or on your mind or in your heart, you move what we will say today as funny style. Your shalom is fake. Your Shabbat shalom is not genuine from the heart. And so, with that being the case, and keeping it 100, and knowing what the laws of the Torah teaches us, you should not bear sin on account of that, because now not being 100 is half doing the matter. When we read, for instance, about the laws of Passover, we're not supposed to eat of the lamb raw. When we deal, for instance, with the laws of an agrarian society, the Torah teaches us we're not supposed to mix two different seeds together. So in all of that, being complete, being shalom, because that's what the word shalom means, complete, translated loosely as peace, you understand? You know not to be half, 1/3, 2/3, 1/8, 1/16. You know how it is as we say as black people, dealing with a society that has the illusion of inclusion. Now, the Israelites was told, knowing the heart of the stranger, don't be evil to a stranger because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Well, we black people know good and well what it is about the illusion of inclusion. So when you are not being 100 like society treats us, but we treat ourselves like that, then what do we expect? What do we expect, brothers and sisters, when we don't, as brothers, as adults, and for the females, as grown-ups and as women, to sit there and keep it a buck, as the saying goes, to sit there and keep it 100, as the saying goes? People will respect you when you do that. Let me give a prime example, if we will. There were sisters throughout the course of my 40 years on this earth that I moved on. And as many men, we hear more no from a sister that you might be interested in than you may hear a yes. You might hear, I'm not interested, more than here's my number, we're going to meet on this particular time. So once it comes down to that particular matter, once it comes down to that particular situation, there is no reason why we cannot, as adults, keep it 100. We have to, as males, just using this as an example, as a grown man, if you move on a sister and she rejects you as far as wanting to be courted with or so forth and so on, you just got to know how to eat that, take that L, if you will, and just move on. Don't become annoying to her and still talking like the way you would have if she had said yes. Move on. Respect the fact that she kept it 100 and did not use the fact that you showed you liked her and played you. We as men got to respect the sister who can keep it 100 in the beginning to let her feelings be known. As opposed to, well, I'm telling you now, 2 years later, a year later. Do you understand? We got to improve on how we move as men and as women within Israel, knowing these laws. Not that anyone is perfect, but like it says in the book of Psalms, the laws of the Most High convert the soul. The laws of the Most High make wise the simple. Now, simple in layman terms is like a simp of today, or a simpleton, or an idiot, if you might say. So this is not to say that any of us are idiots, but we definitely do know and understand some of the idiotic moves that we make once we understand, for instance, a law such as keeping it 100, rebuke your neighbor and not be a sin on account of him, then we know what it is. It's a relief of spirit as well. So with that, got to sit there and prepare for the work day, and peace to you.